Good evening, everyone. Today I am announcing the latest version of the Grimba Hack 0.4. Now, this version gives us access to online training mode. That is right. So, with another person in a direct match, you are now going to be able to have unlimited life, unlimited meter, unlimited sword, and unlimited time. Which means you can sit there and play for as long as your heart's content and just play some stuff together. You also have the ability to turn on collision boxes during that as well, which we'll be going over. In training mode, we have also added the ability to load and save 5 different recordings. So you can record multiple recordings and record them back. This is the beginning of a long set of features that I have planned, including random playback and also the ability to load and save recordings externally. So just know that this is the first step in something much bigger. And also, I've added an extra thing which we're going to be going through, which is the ability to trim recordings. So let's get started. We're going to start with the training mode. Also, while we're here, you will notice that I have tidied up the application a little bit. No longer will you see all the options in the menu. You will only see the options that are relevant to the screen that you're currently on. So as you can see, I've only got BGM and global. However, if we go into training mode, once we start, we now have 2 extra options. Because we're in training mode, we get the access to training mode. But we also get recording dummy, which is a new thing as well. So just know that you're not going to see all the options everywhere, and they're only there when you're in the relevant mode of gameplay. With the training mode, I think everything is still the same here. The only thing I'll say is now the options apply immediately when you do the checkboxes. This is just something beforehand you had to do that and then reset in order for it to happen, but now you press it, happens immediately. Now with the recording dummy, so there's 2 options here. You've got let's remove you for the moment. Right. So I'm going to go over this option first, which is trim dummy recordings to first action. What this means is, you know, sometimes like when you're doing a recording, you kind of like have to hold on to the button you want to record. So like, let's say I want to do EX, and then you want to do it on the first frame. So you kind of press the record button in order to get them to do the EX immediately, right? So it's fine. It's worked for us for many years. However, what this trim recording allows us to do now is, first of all, I need to enable it. And when I hit record, hands are off, right? So we can let this go like 4 or 5 seconds. And let's say now I press EX. When we play that back, what used to happen is it would wait for 5-6 seconds and then the EX would happen. But now, when I hit playback, he doesn't have meter. Okay, hold on. Let me give him meter. There we go. Now when we hit playback, it happens immediately, right? And this is the same for anything. As long as you haven't pressed the button. So now if I do a jump and just delay it, and now I hit playback, it happens immediately. So it's any button that you press, it will just immediately play that back. So let's go back to the load and save slots, right? So all of these are empty currently. There's nothing in them. If I do, let's say, dash then throw, and I'm going to finish that recording, and I'm going to save that to slot 1. And we're going to do this, so we're going to jump over and then dash 5H. We're going to finish that recording, and we'll save that to slot 2. And for slot 3, we're just going to do that. So again, stop recording, make sure you stop the recording first, and then save. So when we play back, we're going to have the last recording that we had, which is number 3, right? If we now go load slot 1 and hit playback, you see we've now got slot 1. And same with slot 2. I've just clicked on load slot 2. And you see we've got that dash jump into 5H. And this just means that you can quickly save and reload multiple save slots. So you make your recordings, you save them, and then you can record them with load. And if you load a recording and then you do something else, it's fine. You can have that recording, and then when you're ready to go back to something else, it's there for you, ready and waiting. So that's the recording dummy changes. And as I say, many more things to come from this. Hopefully including importing and exporting. That's probably in the next big update that I'll be making. When we leave this, so as I was saying before, when we go back to the main menu, you're going to see now that only global and BGM player are showing, and it's just so that you know what should be working when you're in any given mode. So I just want to show you quickly. When you go back into training mode, previously the options would be a little bit weird, but now you can see the trim dummy is automatically checked, right? And before, what would happen is, I'm not sure if anyone picked this up, but if you didn't uncheck and check that again, it would actually be false. But now, this should work. There you go. So you hit playback, it happens immediately, because it's actually kept the setting as it was previously. There is an exception to this, and that is the online training mode will always go back to false. As soon as you leave, it will always go back to false, because it removes the risk of a desync happening when you do a direct later on. Okay, and so for the last feature is the online training mode. Now, with the online training mode, it is important that both players have the mod. The reason being is that it will give you unlimited health, it will give you unlimited meter and Zord, but only to your local client. If your opponent doesn't do the same at the same time, so like if you press it and then you don't do anything while your friend also does the same thing, it will be fine. But basically, if you start doing super when your opponent hasn't seen that you've got meter, it's gonna desync. So I've modified this plan locally so that it can show, so it will work in local PvP mode. However, just know that in the actual release that you're going to be receiving, this will only work in direct matches. You can see nothing here, just global and BGM player. However, once the round starts, we're going to get an extra option here. Let's skip this. Here we go. So online training. Timer's going down, meters at 0, Zord is at 0. Here. Big warning. Enabling online training mode will cause a desync unless your opponent does the same. To get out of this mode, the only option is to Alt F4. I have tried many different ways to gracefully allow you to exit training mode. I can't find it. Alt F4 is the only safest way of doing it. I'm going to turn it on, and you can see the timer's hit 0, and everything is maximized. And now if I hit my opponent, you can see life is not going down here. Now, unlike regular training mode, assists do have their regular cooldowns, right? And that is pretty much the only difference between training modes. You also don't get the option to reset into different parts of the map using the reset button, which I'm trying to do right now. It's because, again, it needs to be able to sync on both sides, and there's no way of doing that for both clients at the same time, so both you and your opponent. But other than that, you have unlimited health and resources to do whatever you want. You know, you can call Zord into super and still have super afterwards. You can actually just link super with Lauren now. So if you actually want to bully someone, this would be how you do it. That is basically the online training mode. I cannot stress that you both have to use the mod, and it only works in directs. And make sure that you just, when you do the round start, you both just turn it on. Make sure that you both turned it on, and then you can do whatever you like. If one of you turns it on and the other one doesn't, I'm going to say it again, you will desync, and you have to Alt F4 to get out of it. Because basically what happens is when you... There you go. Actually, this is the equivalent. Pausing also kind of does the same thing. But you can't pause online, so it's not a thing that you're ever going to experience. But when you turn it off, the game time expires. And for whatever reason, the game cannot recover from it. So that's basically it. Other than that, that is pretty much everything. I hope you download the mod, give it a try. Hope you enjoy it. It's been really good. It's been really fun for me to be able to work on this. And it is the beginning, as I say, with the recording and the playback, it's the beginning of like a load of other features I want to add in for recording dummy in training mode. Let me know what you think and what kind of features related to these you can see. And I do listen to people, and I do take what people are asking into consideration. But once again, I'm not doing characters. I'm not doing skins and that sort of thing, because that is just not my deal. I can't do those sorts of things. I am a programmer first, not a game developer. But with that, have a good evening, good day even. It's the evening here. I'm about to have dinner. So yeah, have a good day. Bye.